Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the words of the Rambam, Hilchos Yesod HaTorah, Perek Hey, the 5th chapter, Ois Ches, the 8th letter, and we're speaking about this idea of even when a person needs to heal themselves, so the 3 cardinal sins, they're not allowed to get a refuah, get a healing, and feel completely better. If, in fact, they have to transgress the 3 cardinal sins, they still have to give up their life. However, he writes like this, what case are we speaking about? We said that it's true by the 3 cardinal sins you have to give up your life, but by other isurim, by other prohibitions in the Torah, you're allowed to heal yourself if it's a makom sakana, if it's a place of great danger. Says the Gemara, says the Rambam, B'mesh devar mamurim she'em misrapim b'shar yisurin elu makim sakana bizman she'ein derech hanosan. I cannot use yisurim, things that are prohibited for me to use to heal myself, in a case, meaning I can only use things that are asur, that the Torah prohibits me to use to heal myself, if it's a makom sakana, if it is a matter of pikuach nefesh, life and death. Bizman shein derech hanosan, it's only life and death can I use these things when I'm going to derive some kind of a pleasure or benefit from them. For example, they feed the sick person insects and creepy crawly things in order to heal him. He has to eat chametz, he has to eat bread on Pesach, or they feed him on Yom Kippur. So I'm not allowed to do that in a normal situation. But if it's pikuach nefesh, if the choice is die or eat the chametz on Pesach, you're going to die from the sickness, or you eat this insect, you're going to die, or you're going to eat on Yom Kippur. So then the halach is for pikuach nefesh, for a case of life and death, you're allowed to transgress in order to live. Aval shaloi derech hanosan. Now the Rambam over here, this is a halachic work that the Rambam is writing, and you'll have to ask your local Orthodox rabbi exactly how this is going to work in our times, but the Rambam is going to say the following psak halach over here, and that is, Aval shaloi derech hanosan. However, if you are utilizing something that is asur normally, and you're using it in a way that's not going to give you a hana, not going to give you some kind of a pleasure. Let's say that you make a bandage out of chametz on Pesach, or out of orla, fruits in the first 3 years which you're not allowed to use. Or they give you something to drink, a very bitter drink. Maybe it has in that drink something that is asur to drink. Let's say perhaps it has some unkosher ingredient, but it's mixed together with very bitter ingredients as well, and therefore ein ben haniya lecheich, your palate is not getting any pleasure when it drinks this drink, because it tastes so bad. So, for example, maybe it would translate in our times if you have cough syrup, which has unkosher ingredients in there, but it tastes so bitter and it tastes so bad, you are certainly not deriving any pleasure while you are drinking it. Harizeh mutter, says the Rambam, this then would be mutter, you'd be allowed to do this, the afil shalova makom sakana, even if it's not a matter of life and death. You have a bad cough, it's not life and death, and the doctor prescribes for you medication, and the medication has non-kosher ingredients, but it tastes awful. Nobody has pleasure when they take that awful tasting medicine. So therefore, according to the Rambam, you would be allowed to drink it. Except if you have things that are made out of kiloi kerem, which is a mixture in the fields of perhaps grapes and grain. The Torah says you're not allowed to grow those together. Or basa v'chalav, meat and milk, is not allowed to be cooked together or put together. All of that is going to be a problem. And those are going to be asur, are prohibited to a person, even if they're not getting any hana. Meaning, if you had a bandage that was made out of a cheeseburger, whatever the case would be, you would not be allowed to use it. Lefikach ein misrapin behen afilu shelo derech hana ela b'makom sakana. Therefore, the Rambam postulates over here that you are not allowed to be healed with either kiloi kerem, the mixture of grapes and wheat, nor are you allowed to be healed with the mixture of meat and milk, unless it's b'makom sakana, unless it's a matter of life and death. So if the doctor wanted to give you a pill, and the pill was made out of milk and meat products, so even though, let's say, you're not going to taste it, you're not going to get any pleasure, you're just going to swallow the pill down, since that it's not a matter of pikuach nefesh, life and death, according to the Rambam, you would not be allowed to take that medicine. Now again, this is the words of the Rambam. You need to ask your local Orthodox rabbi if you find yourself in a situation where you're prescribed medication that has isurim, that has non-kosher ingredients that are inside of there. You must ask the rabbi if you're allowed to take them or not allowed to take them. Have a wonderful day.